So is she
So
from the area?
no, she's from California.
Oh, okay.
So me and the boy are going to the bar, right? And where it's just us two, it's kind of like a country bar. And so there's this guy standing like in front of this table with no one behind him, and he's just kind of looking out. So we're like, oh, this guy's probably not with a single other human being. So he's literally just like looking out in the crowd, whatever, for like a minute after because we're like getting our drinks, kind of like scoping around for a table. And we walk over behind him. We're like, hey, bro, do you mind if we sit back there like on the there's like against the wall, and he's like standing in front of the table, and he's like, yeah, sure. So we go and we just snag this table easy, and then he leaves. So now it's just us, and we're just like, okay, these group of
Wait, it's just
girls.
you guys at this bar? It's just
No,
you
no, no,
guys?
just us at this table.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
And so then these
Just
three girls walk
just
over.
just you and the homie. Just you two.
I mean, we went out just us two, but there were people at the bar. It was packed.
Right, right. But your group was just you and him.
Exactly.
Okay, okay, okay.
Um, so we're literally just sitting there, and these three girls walk up. Two of them are from Detroit. One of them is from New York.
They just walked up to your table.
Yeah,
It was like, hey, can we
exactly.
sit here?
Yeah, 100%. Good looking
Nice,
girls.
nice,
Good looking
nice,
girls. This wasn't
nice.
this wasn't the Cali girl, but these are like a different group of girls. Good looking. I got a couple other snaps, like good looking girls, and we're just
Yeah,
chatting them
yeah, yeah.
up. And I kind of like wasn't really that drunk yet, I guess. So I was kind of just like, because I could tell none of them were like that, because they're all kind of like friends, and we're just hanging out and visiting, and like not here long, and they were like not really like giving off that vibe. So I was just kind of like, all right, you guys can leave the table now if you want. No, I'm just kidding. But at one point they finally left, and then it's like the second they left, this girl comes up with a couple of her friends, and she's just like sitting there, and I'm just kind of like looking at Nordberg across the table, and she just like leans over to me, and I was like, hey, don't fall there, something like that. She kind of like stumbled in a little bit. I was like, watch your step. She's like,
Hey, Dad.
bro, she's just like, oh my gosh, that's crazy, something like that. And I was like, you doing
Oh,
okay?
so she was hammered.
She was drunk. I was pretty drunk at this
She
point. I'm
was.
pretty drunk. We had been there for like 2 hours.
Okay, okay,
Norberg
okay.
drove, so we're good.
Was he
So
hammered?
no, thank God.
Oh,
He was pretty chill. He was just like, bro, go ahead. And I was just smacking back drinks. I probably had drank like 6 Trulies before we got there.
nice,
And
nice.
then I probably smacked like 6 drinks while I was there, whatever.
Turn up, turn up. No free ads. It wasn't Truly's. It was White Claws. Actually, we don't know.
Yeah,
It was a hard
seltzers.
seltzer. Hard
Seltzer.
seltzer.
100 calories, no biggie.
No free ads.
Yeah, that's true. That's how I started the last episode too. That's funny. And it was a seltzer in front of us. Um, but she just like starts like rubbing my shoulder and like just talking to me and chatting me up. I'm just kind of like looking around. It's like, what is this? Like, is this that easy? Good looking girl just like wants it right. And me, like, there's other guys around here. She could have like walked up to any one of them. I was like,
Oh.
and then she's just like, I don't get it about these Washington boys. And I was just like, what do you mean? She's like, oh, I'm from California, and I could just finesse every guy in here. And I was just like,
It's because there's not as many hot girls in Washington as there is in California. So she has competition down in Washington or in California.
I was
There's
like,
competition.
so what I said is, I was just like, what happens if they ask you to read?
Ask you to read? What are you trying to make a fucking education joke or something?
Literally. Because she was like, I can finesse everybody. And I was just like, just like testing her metal. And she's just like, what? And I was
Cal Poly's a good school.
no, I know. She's smart. We chatted all night. And like we hung out for probably like 2-3 hours in the morning. But she's just like telling me how she's gonna finesse all these guys. So I was just like, okay, go finesse that guy right there. Like I just started like picking out guys on the bar. I was like, yeah, go talk to him. Go talk to him. Yeah, do it. Go right now. Go get him. And she's just like, why would I do that? And I was like, well, I mean, if you can do it, why not? It's like at the end of the day, if there's better looking guys around here. She's like, but I walked up to you. And as soon as she said that, I was like, oh, it's over. All right. Yep.
Darn. Gamers.
Swish.
Gamers.
Yeah. And she like one of her friends was trying to leave, and she was like not going anywhere.
Stalking her Instagram, there's a picture of her at Gasworks Park in 2018. So she's a Seattle regular, it appears.
It looks like the girl who she was with her. They're pretty good friends, and she's from here.
Oh, you know exactly. Here's another picture from December 2019, also from Seattle. Seattle, I miss you is the caption. Oh, so she's a Seattle reg.
I
Dope, dope.
guess.
Yeah, dude, she's hot. Nice, nice. Fist bump. Boop.
She's going to Miami in the next week.
Oh, the
And
next. Oh, so like when we were supposed to
literally,
sort of be
she was going to
there.
be there at the same time. Not kidding at all. Yeah,
Hilarious.
whatever. But long story short, I'm not going to say what her birthday was, but I just remember it because it was like a conversation starter. We're going next year on her birthday. So,
To Mammy.
and I was going to tell her, I was like, if we're still chatting at that time, we're like, we have a good rapport. I'd be like, hey, because apparently she got a little. I was like, hey,
Oh,
if you wanna pop out to Miami for your birthday weekend,
yeah.
be a
Like,
fun
I'll show you a
time.
good time.
Yeah, we'll go to
Yeah.
we'll
Bring
go
your
to hit
friend.
exactly. Go hit the
Yeah.
town.
Yeah. We'll give you one night. The other 5 nights, we got to find something else, something new.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you guys fly in for Thursday, leave Friday morning.
Exactly. we'll drop you off back at the airport Friday morning and we'll see you later.
Pick them up at like Thursday at like 5 p.m. Drop them off at like
No, better
5
yet,
p.m.
you fly in on Wednesday night because Thursday night still be popping like that. So we'll be busy on that Thursday. That's
Exactly.
funny.
That's why I was like, oh, flying on a Wednesday. It's like every night we'll be there essentially. And then we have like the Monday,
Right.
Tuesday to relax.
Right. I mean, I found a job that I'm gonna apply to in Bellevue. That's right up my alley.
Really?
Literally. Yeah, I have it. It's for PSE, and they're looking for a manager of their environmental services, and they're looking for someone who has 5+ years in environmental consulting. I mean, I don't have 5 years, but
How many? 3?
It'll be 4 in October.
4? Well, so you'll be applying with 4
close.
essentially.
Right, close enough. And I have all the experience that they're looking for. So I know someone at PSE too. So I'm gonna try to get them to get me in contact with someone who could pull some strings for me and be like, get them on the phone and be like, look, I'm the exact person you want for this job. Just try to sell myself real quick. Be like, you know what? You're looking for someone who can manage people, that's me. You're looking for someone who can delegate, that's me. You're looking for someone with experience in this sector, I'm your man. I'm young. I got a long career ahead of me.
I'll move wherever you want.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. This is Bellevue, dude. This is downtown Bellevue. Like PSC's headquarters is in downtown Bellevue, bro. How lit would that be? I mean, it sounds like reading the job responsibilities. Like I'd be a manager of the division. So it's like, it's an easy 6-figure job. Easy.
Oh yeah, downtown, bro. There's a Gucci store probably within like a block of you.
Oh, bro, and I'd be at that Gucci store, be like, "That's cool, that's cool. Y'all too mainstream for me. I don't want it." And then,
bro, I walked in the other day. What do you think the cheapest thing I saw was? Like
probably like 2-3 grand.
No. It was a bracelet for $150. Like just a bracelet.
I mean, it's probably fake. There's probably nothing real on it.
No, not like that. It was just like it wasn't even like a gold bracelet. It was just
right. It's just a bracelet. Right. It's just a bracelet with the name Gucci on it. Like if I'm buying something like Gucci or Fendi or Louis Vuitton or anything of the designer brands, is real. Whatever it's real gold, it's real diamonds, it's real crocodile leather, it's real fucking Italian suede, dude. Like I ain't gonna just buy something for the name. I'm gonna buy it, because it's that real.
That's what I'm saying.
No cap.
Bro, dead ass though. If you moved up there, depending where, I've been thinking about potentially moving to Renton area, just because it's like when that time comes, it's not crazy expensive like Seattle, but it's only like a 30-minute drive from Puyallup both ways after work.
Yeah, hopefully 30-minute. You're talking rush hour.
Pretty much
it's the
every
opposite
time.
Direction.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Every time I've driven up north, you connect in Renton. Like when you hit the I-5 north or south, you connect like right at Renton. So it's like that strip. It's pretty easy to get to, other than maybe the last section.
It's definitely a main interchange area.
But it's like not too far for the back roads too. And obviously I'll be in Sumner, so I'm slightly farther north. I usually drive from my house.
Yeah.
So it's like, it says like 32 minutes, but that's after work. That's like 5 o'clock after work.
Right.
Like, so it's just like, I feel like the morning, if anything, would be maybe a little better.
I mean, I hate to say it, but if I got a job like this,
Oh, no. I'm not saying we living with you. I'm just saying we'd be closer to each other though.
right.
Because Bellevue's like 20 minutes away from Renton.
Yeah, it's pretty
25
close.
maybe. Like, that's not bad at all, especially considering that region.
And if it's that easy, bro, we'd be out there tearing it up.
I was
Bro,
shocked.
isn't that so funny how, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, bro, this just Spokane is like you got to put in legwork out here. Like, on God, like you gotta have a rapport with these girls when you go out to the bar. If you see, like, just going up to a random, it's just not gonna work. I'm sorry. It's just not gonna work.
I feel like there's just too many college guys around too. So it's like they know it's very in and out.
Right. I mean, and there's too many guys and there's not enough hot girls. Because it's like it doesn't matter how you look as a guy. You could be a 10, a 9, an 8, a 7, 6. Doesn't matter what you look like as a guy. But as a guy, you're gonna go for the 7, 8s, and 9s and 10s. Like you're gonna go for the 8, 9, and 10s. Like there's no question about it. Like you could be a 7 going for a 10, but a 10 girl ain't gonna go for a 7 dude when they don't have to.
Exactly. When there's like another guy who looks that much better who also can have a good conversation, it's like,
Whatever though. It'd be like that sometimes.
bro. But that's why I was
I
like,
need to get out of here while I'm still young.
what
If
I'm
I could
saying.
get out of here before I turn 28, then I got 2 solid years of being not 30.
Of going to the bar and not having to like cringe when you say your age.
I
30.
know, just be like, I'm 30 years old, girl, but I got that bank account for you. And then they'd be like, that's nice, and then just walk away.
So, bro, this girl, she's a conservative, whatever, living in Cali, and I was telling her how I'm a teacher,
bitching and moaning all the time about having the highest quality of living in the fucking country.
Bro, she like, yeah, whatever. She was like talking about how she wants to like recall Newsom, and I was just like, that was like, I can't remember where we were going. Oh, yeah, this is when I knew she wanted it. Like, whatever. We're walking outside. I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom, and she came with me. Like outside, because the lines were hella long. I was
Are
like,
you
hey.
pissed on the fucking side of the wall in an alley?
She stood on like the road, and I like ran back in this alley, went in, like, yeah, for real. She like came with me. I was like, I gotta go outside in the bathroom. She was like, I'll come. I was like,
Bet.
we just started making out in the valley. It was pretty dope.
So you asked me what I was doing for Labor Day because you wanted me to come over and go out.
No, I wanted to come over there.
Oh,
and go out.
Go to CBA.
Well, that works too.
I'll have to send you a backpacking list of shit you need.
I low-key would buy all of it because I was talking to my dad with how good Microsoft's been. I'm literally going to be spending all my money to knock off my student loans and like buy a couple things.
Don't sell too much.
Huh?
I said don't sell too much.
No, I don't plan on. That's the point. I don't plan on selling it.
Oh, it's just, you're just saying with the money you have saved, you're gonna utilize it because you have your little fallback.
Exactly. Well, it's like yeah, exactly. The money I don't have in those stocks, I'm just gonna start using that like crazy. Not toward dumb shit. You know what I'm saying? Knocking off the loan.
I mean, yeah, I would wait if I was you. When I mean, you could buy most of this stuff. Obviously, there's going to be a list, probably like 7-10 things you need. But like every fall and spring, REI gives you 20% off coupons, 20% off coupon for a full priced item, and 20% coupon for REI outlet item. So like a sale item. So I'd wait to buy a few of your expensive items, like your tent or like your cold and sleeping bag. I'd wait to buy a few of the expensive ones when REI comes out with the coupons. It should be next month or two, probably in September. I think is September, October is kind of when they're coming out with it. But yeah, I mean, your tent, it'd be worth it to spend a pretty penny on a tent because the tent's going to last you years. And backpacking, it's all about weight. So if you could spend a good amount of money on a light tent, it'd probably be worth it. Get 20% off it. Buy a $400 tent, get 20% off. Definitely be worth.
That's so worth it. That's true.
So, because I'm gonna. What am I gonna get? I'm gonna get a new chair. What was the other thing? I think a new sleepy pad. I need a new sleepy pad. But things like that, it's like worth it. Well, actually, yeah, I'm starting to notice spending like buying $130 camping chair, kind of worth it because those little three peg stools, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Those things are so uncomfortable. They're just so uncomfortable, and they weigh the same amount as I mean, they make like actual like reclining chairs, camping chairs that weigh like the same as one of those 3-legged stools. And it's like they're just so much more comfortable. So I was going to use my 20% off to just get me a nice chair.
Yeah.
Lord.
Damn.
But
what does that go for? Like 200, 255, like a nice one?
Or like, no, you get like 130, 150. You could get a nice camping chair. But so going along with your conservative rant, I think we should start a new segment called debunking Republican ideas and shit. No, I'm just playing. But and I've been preaching this for a long time, and it's a serious matter, man. So I was reading the paper this morning, dude. I mean, you can't. The data doesn't lie. So about the Rostarona, how I mean, dude, I would be surprised, but not surprised at the same time if they do Hoop Fest again, because I mean, we're in a worse situation than we were. Well, the only thing that's not worse now than it was in the normal COVID is deaths right now, but it's starting to pick up. I mean, in terms of the number of cases, the number of people hospitalized are all higher than we were before. It's just obviously this time is different.
Just have one question to those stats specifically. Is it people obviously vaccinated or not?
So this is what this is where I was going with this.
I had a feeling.
Here's the paper. So is the average age of the roughly 100 COVID patients hospitalized in Providence hospitals. You know what Providence hospitals are. It's kind of in Spokane, there's Sacred Cross and Deaconess. Well, Deaconess is a Providence hospital, and it's just a hospital chain. It's ran by the Catholic, church. It's just a hospital chain in Washington. Like they have Providence hospitals over on the west side and stuff. It's a pretty big hospital chain in the state. Yeah. They have several hospitals across the state. But the average age of roughly 100, they just took 100 COVID patients. They have more COVID patients in the hospital. They just took 100. But they said that the average age of the roughly 100 COVID patients hospitalized in Providence hospitals in the inland Northwest, so I guess east of the mountains, so mostly Spokane, in the inland Northwest is below 50 years old. They are generally healthy people, healthy but not vaccinated. More than 90% of patients locally and even statewide who are hospitalized with the virus have not been vaccinated against it. Healthcare providers are seeing sicker patients and otherwise healthy young people ending up in ICUs on ventilators. And this guy Getz, who's like the county, Spokane County medical guy, he said that even if patients recover from the virus and are discharged from the hospital, they are not healing quickly. They are sick for a long time. They could have compromised lung or heart capacity forever as a result of this disease. And these are things that should be statistically unlikely if you have had the full course of vaccine. And then it goes into, in Washington, there are 2 million residents who are eligible to get vaccinated, but have not received a single dose. In Spokane County, that is about 190,000. And these numbers do not include children under 12 years old who are not eligible to be vaccinated, but who are now potentially more vulnerable to getting infected. In previous COVID-19 waves, kids tested positive, but locally, few got seriously ill. In the current wave, some children and teens testing positive for the virus are requiring hospital-level care. Kids are now being admitted to the hospital with the primary diagnosis of COVID. That was not true during the January surge. Vaccination rates among Spokane County teens who are eligible remain extremely low, worrying hospital officials about the coming school year. As of August 16th, 57% of eligible residents of Spokane have gotten at least one dose, taking into account children who are not vaccinated. Blah, 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 blah. And then, it just goes into talk about how they're like, so that whole thing about kids not spreading disease is not a thing anymore, and we're going to open up hospitals. And then they have these graphs, 14-day hospital admission rate per 100,000 residents. So ages 16 to 44, the 14-day hospital admission rate per 100,000 residents for ages 16 to 44 is as high as it's ever been. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. They have 3 lines here. It's highest as it's ever been for unvaccinated people. Not the same as ages 45 to 64 and 65 plus. But I'm just saying, man.
My whole numbers. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't lie.
I hate these conversations just because it's so. Oh my God. I'm not. You know me. I'm a conservative, but I wouldn't say I'm like a hard-headed conservative. I feel like I'm easy to convince with good numbers and a good argument. I don't just listen to all the mainstream BS. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the trigger sentences and the trigger ideas. It's like, when people have those conversations, whatever. But
that 10% that in the article, they're saying that 10% of the people who are vaccinated in the hospital, they are the ones with underlying diseases, like they had cancer or they had an organ replaced or things like that.
See, past all that, all I'm saying is that you being and I know that's just the local paper, and that's why I'm saying I'm trying to like make the point that obviously I don't think that's a biased view of it, and I don't think you're like looking for a liberal side of the line article. You know what I'm saying? I think you just found an article and that's what it said. But I think it's just so crazy how if you talk to my parents or you talk to like other conservative I've talked to, they're so steadfast in their their stats, their like all the news they hear. Everything is so it's singularly directional, It's like for this narrative only. Did we cut out?
I mean, yeah, you could definitely, that news is out there. It's pretty easy to find it.
Sorry, I was just cutting out. I was making.
I don't know, man. That's pretty hard. I know. It said the internet connection's unstable. It's definitely my side, but I'm just saying, man. I never got the vaccine because I never wanted COVID. I got the vaccine because when I got COVID, I didn't want to get fucking thrown.
See, my whole thing with it is like, I'm not against the vaccine. I honestly probably will get it at some point.
Bro, get it now then. Well, if you're gonna get it at some point, just get it now.
I'm just waiting for more time to pass, bro. It's like because more stats can come out, more, they can. Things are only going to get better for me waiting at this point.
I don't know about that.
The only thing I can't do is go.
Are you gonna wait till?
There are some bars that are requiring vaccine cards.
Proof of that. Well, I lost mine, so I have a picture of mine, but I lost the physical.
Picture works. Picture works.
Oh, okay.
But you just have to show it like with your name, whatever. But that's the only thing I'm now fighting back against is like, if enough stats come out to point toward the vaccine, I'm going to take it. And my whole thing is just the waiting before. But I don't think they should. I don't think they should force people. And that's my whole contention of this whole argument. And that's about the only thing I will contend that I'm against. Forcing people, I think, is a little far for their safety.
It's not for their safety. It's for the safety of the community.
So, but if the safety of the community is better by getting vaccinated, why don't they just get vaccinated?
Well, that's the whole argument. That's exactly what people are saying.
Yeah. Why would you get vaccinated if you're not wanting to?
I don't know how that's not clear enough, bro. 90% of the people hospitalized are unvaccinated. That's pretty clear. That's not very hard to draw a conclusion to say that, if you get vaccinated, you're not going to end up on your deathbed. Dude, there's this girl I've been talking to. We haven't gotten out yet because she's been sick. But she's been sick probably like again. I know 4 people right now who are sick, all our age. It's the middle of August. It's not the common cold.
I mean, I was sick on Wednesday and I'm fine today.
I'm not saying that you're going to end up. I'm not saying you're going to end up in the hospital. I'm just saying, like, this girl's been sick. She's just had a cough. her roommate is also sick, but did not get the vaccine. She has 101-degree fever. It's like, I don't know, 90% of the people hospitalized are unvaccinated. That's pretty clear. So as a public health official,
but you still think it's okay to be able to force people. That's now we can draw the line to where you have to force people. I guess you got to define how you mean force. The government is not coming out and saying that every citizen is required to get the vaccine. No questions asked. That's definitely
moving toward that. Well, yeah, it's moving towards it because they're just coming out.
And that doesn't throw up a red flag immediately.
No.
That a government entity is going to control your life just that much more and set the precedent to be able to do these things.
No, because they already force you to get vaccines.
It's a whole different scenario.
Well, yeah, it's always a different scenario, but nonetheless, the science is clear. The problem is, dude, here's the problem. The science is clear. And you can't argue with the science, which is extremely clear. I mean, yeah, I understand, think about it this way. If everyone just got fucking vaccinated, they wouldn't have to force anybody to get vaccinated.
Let's just say if you talk to my dad, who's preparing for like legal cases for these things currently, he would say the science is very unclear and very clear in other directions. So that's what I'm saying about the narratives.
You can always fucking find articles that go against the mainstream.
Bro, not
science.
Articles. He joined like the American Frontline Doctors, like national organization.
Bro, good luck. Again, like I will always say, good luck. You can 90%. A judge is gonna say, well, then how come 90% of the people in the hospital right now are unvaccinated? How come 90% of them are unvaccinated?
But at the end of the day, it's all about the freedom. Bottom line, bar none, I will fight to my death to ensure that our freedoms can't be so easily stricken from us just because a singular person or a singular group of people decided to do so. That's just a slippery slope.
I'm not saying they need to take away all of our freedom. That's not what I'm saying. You know what? Again, it always comes back to, as a public health official, especially, but as a public official who is responsible for the community. That's what they are. The governor is responsible for the community of the state of Washington.
They're responsible to provide us information, not tell us what to do.
No, that's literally what their job is. They create policy and enact policy. Like that's literally their job. The government, that's the government's job.
They create options for us to vote on.
Sure, but they also unilaterally create policy. That's how it goes. I understand what your argument is, dude. I get it. Like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying when you look at both sides, it's a pretty hard argument to win, I should say. When one side is the worst pandemic the world has ever seen, putting hundreds of people in the hospital, ever seen. No. Yeah, sure. There's 2 fucking people alive from the 1918 pandemic. We're not.
Oh, you're talking about the current generation.
The people alive today.
Okay.
Yeah, people alive today. This is the worst the world's ever.
There's been a lot worse. I mean, I'm just saying historically, there has been quite a bit worse.
Yeah, the bubonic plague was obviously the worst. That I get.
Bro, the Black Plague killed half the population on Earth.
I don't think it was half.
There was a plague there was a plague that killed half. There was like estimated 100 million people. They estimated probably about 50.
I mean, they also don't know exactly because it was so long ago.
But anyways, pretty decent.
What I'm saying is when you look at both sides, like you're talking about the worst pandemic our world has ever seen, and they found a vaccine that prevents you from getting destroyed. And then it's pretty clear. It's a pretty clear cut argument. I mean, you like the judge is again going to be like, no, look, these government officials have a responsibility for the public health of the community. this is a pretty serious public health concern. The science says that the vaccine is safe as effective and effective. Do we know what the effect's going to be in 10 years? No, we don't. Obviously, that's a terrible argument, because no, we don't know what a lot of things are going to do after 50 years of being exposed to it. That's just how it goes. I mean, it's just like that's a tough argument to make. That's a tough, because again, the judge is going to be like, so explain to me why 90% of the people in the hospital are unvaccinated and only 10% are vaccinated. Explain to me how the vaccine is not effective when you see those kind of numbers.
I think the argument arises, however, not from the face value of the numbers, though, those numbers specifically, because I think the argument arises from why are they silencing so many other entities? I think that's more where the fight lies, is the ability for these.
Sure. I mean, okay.
Like,
so
I'm just saying, like, the end of the day is like these government entities they're taking a hold of powers that they naturally shouldn't have. And it seems too quick.
They've had them,
but
they've had them for decades. Have you ever heard of this little thing called the Patriot Act?
Bro,
that was literally.
I understand what you're saying, but at the end of the day, it's like it's not a slope I'd rather go down. I would rather rescind a lot of that stuff. I would not rather keep it and then move forward, because you're right. They already have taken some of our freedoms in certain aspects. I don't think the trend should go further the opposite direction.
I would be willing to bet that after this pandemic's for the most part over, and it might become an endemic where it never leaves, like it might be a seasonal thing, which is probably what's going to happen. But I'd be willing to bet that after this is over, they do not require a vaccine anymore. It might be something like colleges. Again, they already require this, bro. When you went to Eastern your freshman year and lived in the dorms, they required you to produce a record of your vaccinations. Like, they were not going to allow you to go to Eastern, live in the dorms, and you're not vaccinated against meningitis. They were not going to allow that. Could it be something like that? Yeah, I could see that, where they require to be vaccinated against the coronavirus. I could see that at colleges, universities, but to say that forever, every single year, the government's going to require each and every citizen to get a COVID vaccine every single year for the rest of our lives, no, that's not going to happen. It won't happen. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, it's a slippery slope. I understand how that goes, but you know what?
And I just think it's so evident that
we don't
all
live
these other
in Russia.
Bro,
I hate to say it, but it's not like we don't live in Russia.
I'm just saying, obviously, when they kind of took their turn, the world was quite a bit different, like late 1800s, early 1900s range, when they like really took their dip, Soviet Union whole lifestyle. So I understand it was obviously like a different world, but I just think the amount of knowledge and influence and potential to influence is so, like, we understand it so much better. Therefore, the rich people and the people with power are able to use it more effectively. And like, and I'm not trying to compare us to Nazi Germany. Oh, did it lose you?